CM Punk is trying to return to the WWE. What's up, everybody? It's Grim, and thanks for joining me for today's video. Please like the video, leave a comment about what you're thinking about this CM Punk situation. Subscribe, tap the bell, and turn on the notifiers, because I knew this all along. I would like to independently verify Ringside News' reports that CM Punk was trying to get back into the WWE ever since he's been on Fox Sports. That was even before he returned to AEW, if you guys remember correctly. So CM Punk was on Fox Sports as like a color commentator, and he was really trying to work his way back into the WWE. That's when he wound up getting signed by AEW, because CM Punk realized WWE did not want him back, especially with Vince McMahon in charge and all the trouble that they've had with him. They felt it just wasn't worth it at the time, especially when they were bringing back Goldberg. They were still using The Undertaker for all those Saudi Arabian super shows. So CM Punk goes to AEW, and he effed around and he found out. And you know, CM Punk has always hated WWE and always came down on the WWE, but now I think everyone's starting to realize it was CM Punk all along. He was the problem. And I'm glad everybody's starting to see that. Okay, so CM Punk goes to AEW. He wins that title, and he has that brawl out, that whole meltdown when he says, "I'm old, I'm tired, I work with children," and it was just the most uncomfortable press conference. And then he was gone. And everybody said, well, that's it. Is he going to come back or what? It was at this time. Now, keep in mind, I know people in the industry, and they tell me things and whatever, and I don't ever want to put anybody on blast. I can't ever reveal my sources, but, you know, people say, yo, CM Punk does not want to go back to AEW. CM Punk's actually actively trying to get signed again by the WWE. CM Punk even went to a WWE show to speak backstage to Tamina, but he actually also met with Triple H, and Triple H said, yo, Vince doesn't want you here. And he was asked to leave. But CM Punk was garnering interest. He was trying to get back. He was trying to say, can I come back to the WWE, or do I really got to go do this AEW stuff again? So he winds up going back to AEW. And that brings us to current day, where he goes to AEW All In, out in England, and the entire 80,000 fans in the biggest show in AEW's history becomes about CM Punk's backstage problems again. And I read something earlier from Kevin Nash, actually, and it said that CM Punk needs help. That CM Punk is suffering mentally, that when there's millions of dollars on the line, when your career is on the line, you can't get your behavior to actively line up so you can do your job, you're suffering. And that's okay. Some of us suffer. Me and CM Punk are exactly the same age. We are 2 weeks apart in age. So, listen, I know what it's like to be this age, dude. We've been through a lot. So, I go to therapy. I need to. Especially dealing with what I deal with on my other two channels. My YouTube show, the chaos of pro wrestling, the chaos of being married to heel wife, to now being married to face wife, having two daughters that are teenagers. I need help. And CM Punk, you probably need help too, dude. Millions of dollars are on the line. So the way I feel about CM Punk right now is like, I'm actually a fan of CM Punk the wrestler. When CM Punk was a wrestler in the WWE, I was a huge fan of him. I thought he was fantastic. He was entertaining. He wrestled great matches. And I'll never take that away from him. He still does. But Phil Brooks, the man behind CM Punk, is a troubled human being and needs help. And it's like, that's probably why me and him don't get along. That's why he's not a fan of me. That's why he blocked me. That's why he hates my guts and tells people that I know that we are mutual friends of how much he doesn't like me. That hurts my feelings because, I mean, I've met him a few times, but like when I met him, it was only in a meeting a wrestler setting. It was never like a real, hey, I'm a person, you're a person. You know what I mean? It was, I'm the YouTube guy and you're CM Punk the wrestler. So he doesn't know me to judge me off of my content like that. But he's clearly dealing with something else, because Tony Khan fired CM Punk The real reason CM Punk is fired is not because of the backstage altercation with Jack Perry, not because they went at each other, not because of Brawl Out, not because of anything CM Punk has done, but because Tony Khan feared for his own life, and he feared for the life of his other superstars. I don't know if they call them AEW superstars. His other wrestlers in AEW, that CM Punk was unhinged and could have hurt someone or killed someone. That's scary. And I honestly, listen, I can have my criticisms of Tony Khan, but he's a human. And you know, he's not 6'5". You know, the dude's the size of my leg. So I understand you come from a different place when your stature is different. He's a smaller guy that could probably get destroyed by any one of those big wrestlers in the locker room physically, you know? And I said, haha, imagine being afraid of CM Punk. I'm not, because I'm bigger than it. But, oh, wait a minute. Tony Khan's not. You know, and dude, that's just genetics. You can't help the way you were born. So Tony Khan's a little dude, and he's fearing for his life. So now, if I'm little tiny Tony Khan, and I'm working among wrestlers that are bigger than life all the time, and I've never feared for my life around any of these men and women, all of a sudden I do off of a guy who's really not that big, CM Punk. That must have been very scary for him. So I'm going to empathize here with Tony Khan in that situation and say, CM Punk, Phil Brooks, you need help, bro. If you're making your boss fear for his life, you're making your boss fear for the life of the other workers and wrestlers, you need help, bro. What are you doing? So now CM Punk wants to come back to WWE. Well, if he did come back to the WWE, who would he face? Let me know in the comments below. I know what everyone's going to say. The same thing I'm going to say. We all want to see him face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. How cool would that be? Roman Reigns, CM Punk, WrestleMania 40. Everybody's like, no, because it's supposed to be Cody's. Cody's got to come back and get the rematch at WrestleMania and win the title this time. But Roman needs to retain the title at WrestleMania to beat the Hogan record. And we all know with Gunther taking down the record of Honky Tonky Man, something Santino couldn't do, that now they're going to have Roman take down Hulk Hogan's record. So don't look for Roman Reigns to lose that title anytime soon. He's not going to lose it at WrestleMania 40. So if CM Punk can come back, maybe win the Royal Rumble, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, CM Punk comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, goes on to WrestleMania, you know, maybe has like a match with somebody at Elimination Chamber in between, you know, to kind of get himself over and established. Maybe a match on Raw, a tag match or something. And then he goes into WrestleMania against Roman for the heavyweight title. Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40. I do not see a bigger money match. I don't. Who else? Who else is going to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 that would have as much buzz, as much talk, as much crowd interest as CM Punk returning to the WWE to face him? Think about it. Think about it. Nobody. Well, you can say, well, The Undertaker, sure, but The Undertaker is far too old now at this point to actually have an amazing match with Roman. Plus, they did that already. But CM Punk's never had his WrestleMania main event. That was one of his huge sticking points when he was in the WWE, that he was a multi-time champion and never got to main event a WrestleMania. He barely even main evented the pay-per-views like Backlash and Payback and stuff. Vince likes those bigger than life guys in the main events, you know, but now CM Punk has become bigger than life just based on his attitude and his actions. So, well, here I am saying CM Punk needs therapy, but he also needs to go back to WWE. Well, which is it? He needs to do both. He needs to get his brain right. He needs to get his emotions under control. He needs to identify ways to solve problems and coping mechanisms rather than physical violence and beating up the children that he claims he works with. It's very possible. And I know this because I've gone through it myself. And I had a lot of problems back in 2018, 2019, going through the whole divorce thing, and I was drinking a lot. And I got myself in a lot of problems in my personal life. Let me tell you, therapy helped. I went to therapy. I got my head right. I understood, why am I doing these things? Why am I acting like that? And it saved my career. Because otherwise my career would have went in the toilet bowl. I would have just spun out into complete chaos and out of control. And the only thing that would have been interesting to watch on my channel is my downfall. But I didn't want to do that. I mean, it might have been interesting for all of you, but not for me. That would have sucked. And I don't want people to be out here watching CM Punk's downfall. And you say, Grim, wait, you care about him? Yes. Part of my healing, part of my empathy, and part of maturity is to say, well, here's someone that I'm not friends with. We're kind of enemies, to be honest. He hates me. But I empathize with him because I was a fan. And as a fan of the character and the performance and his performer, very talented dude. And it's sad to see talent crumble and fall away because of mental, you know? And I almost did that. I feel like I'm talented, and I almost went away because of my mental issues that I had to work through. So CM Punk, get help, get yourself together, get yourself back to WWE, get your behavior and emotions under control, and let's have a WrestleMania main event against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, where I'll be there live because it's only 45 minutes away. Guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the hell out of all of you guys. And I just think that CM Punk being fired from AEW is really going to open up the doors for some of the most interesting things to happen in pro wrestling at the end of 2023 and 2024. Subscribe, tap the bell, turn on the notifications, and if you're not down with that, you're gonna get snapped by a Slim Grim.